we're going to be using the same columns to do our breadth first search. The only difference is that the data structure that we're going to be using to represent the candidate edges will now be a queue. So we start visiting from A. Our source. From A we can discover B, D, G, E, C. So the process is the same. From A. A comes off. Source is A. From B we can discover D and F. The difference now is that instead of adding them to the front of the line, they go to the back of the line. So our data structure now looks like D, A, G from A, E from A, C from A. And the new things would be D from B, F from B. So if I was to mark or traversal with the blue marker this time, this is the blue marker. That's the first thing that happens. Then D is now visited from A, meaning that that would then happen so from D we can discover F, G, E. And so what's on my list would then be all of this, and then these would added at the end. So you have G from A, E from A, C from A, D from B, F from B, F from D, G from D, and E from D. Now, I'm going to do the optimization now. If I've already discovered something, I'm going to just cross it off. Right? If I've already visited something, I'm just going to cross it off from the list. So, we're visiting D. We don't need any edges to get to D. Right? Alright. So we're now going to visit G from A, and from G we can discover, alright, these are already visited. We can discover F, E, and H, right? So we have E from A left on our list, or data structure there. And I can get rid of this G here. Then the E would come off. Let's go from A. I'm going to be marking my traversal in blue. I just did that. And I'm about to do this. So you see the difference in the traversal strategy. One tries to go as deep into the graph as possible. The other one looks around and then in sequence goes to visit everything that is closest to it from the starting point. So from E, we can actually discover C, H. Well, G is already discovered, so we just C and H. And from here, I'm going to just copy up the things that were there before and then add the new things. So we have C from A, F from B, F from D, E from D. My new kids on the block are C from E, and H from E. And I'm visiting E now. I don't need any paths to get to E. I'm going to cross it out. So C comes off next. From C, I can see H as the only other thing that has not been visited yet. F from B, F from D, C from E, H from, I have to go to the next line anyway, I don't need to squeeze them up. So we have H from E coming down, and H from C. So this thing C, don't need this. F will come off next, and what I've done here is visit C. Now then we're going to visit F from B. So what we've done is come from this point here and do a traversal down there. So from F we can see D and G, but they were both already visited, so there's nothing new that can be discovered from F. So just put a dash here. Well, let me just bring down F from D. From D rather, H from E, H from C. We've already visited F, so we can cross this out. H comes off next. From E. So the next traversal that would happen is that you then move from E going down to H. There's nothing new that can be discovered, so you put your dash there, and H from C would come over. We've already visited H, so that can be crossed out. So we end up with nothing new to discover, and once our candidate edges data structure is empty, then our traversal is complete. Now, this would be the depth first search tree for that graph. That's what we did before. We can also draw the breadth first search tree. Now to get our BFS tree, we'll start by saying, okay, we'll start at A discovered B. A also discovered D, G, E, and C. Space here. And then from B discovered F. And from E discovered H. And got all that by looking at the source and the visitor.